welcome to Ever After, a Once Upon a Time podcast, Season 2, Episode 17. Welcome to Storybrooke. In this episode, David, Emma, and Mr. Gold try to protect Mary Margaret from a vengeful Regina. Meanwhile, a man and his son find their way into Storybrooke.
Ooh.
I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is
Martha Southgate.
and
Rob Southgate.
Okay, shouldn't the first episode of the pilot be called Welcome to Storybrooke? Isn't it a little odd to have Season 2, Episode 17 be welcoming people into Storybrooke?
Well, maybe they weren't welcome before now.
They're not welcome, clearly, in this episode.
And you're welcome.
All right, I
loved it.
really freaking out.
I
And there
loved
are
it. I
so
thought it
many
was a really cool
questions.
story.
Yes, I have a lot more questions now.
Okay, you want to lay some questions on us?
No,
I have answers.
you probably do, but we'll do it as we
will
go
make
along.
them all up.
So a dad and his son are camping, and it's raining, and
And the kid
They're
has
sitting
a
there.
Return of the Jedi sleeping bag.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, it's 1983,
Yes, and he makes a Star Wars reference about lightsabers.
and it's the moment when the curse hits,
Yes.
and we see all the purple and pink smoke come
yeah,
over.
they think it's just a storm, but it's the curse.
And they're hiking their way out because their car has been damaged, and the son says, "Dad, look." And they point to where yesterday they had hiked through, and there's a town there.
Yes.
It appeared overnight.
Right. Now I thought this might have been, I didn't realize it was 1983 at that point. I was thinking that it was when the curse was lifted and they happened to be there, and now they're going to be in Storybrooke. But
Nope. It's
Nope.
right when Storybrooke appeared.
right. And then they show, when they show Regina kind of waking up, it says 1983.
Yeah.
So you know this is the moment.
That's the moment. And they go to walk through the town, and they meet Sheriff Graham.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
what'd you think of that whole thing?
I like seeing him back in it.
So did I. That was a real pleasant surprise to have him back, wasn't it? Once again, the mirror didn't show up.
He
No.
never showed up.
Yeah. He's cracked.
Yeah.
No, what if when the curse hit, he went back into the mirror?
Oh.
Into a mirror, and they
Yeah,
can't
he's a
find
mirror
it.
now, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's the mirror now that the curse is lifted.
Could be.
And maybe you can't find it.
Or it could be that the actor ended up on another show, because he was on Breaking Bad, and then he was on Revolution.
So we'll just think
And
he's
maybe
back
he's
in the
there.
mirror.
Yes.
He's just back in the mirror. So Regina wakes up in Storybrooke, and she says, "Oh, I did it. I won."
Yes. And you see a trophy on her mantle. It says National Champion Bag Tournament. So she won the bag tournament. That's
no,
awesome.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't what she
Oh, so I got it wrong.
What's
So-
a bag tournament?
You know the
You
game
know, the
bag where you
bags.
throw the bags, the
beanbags.
bean bags.
We have it. We have the game.
Oh, yeah, that game.
Yeah.
She walks through town, and she sees all the various town folk.
Yep. You see Mr. Gold, and he's walking by Geppetto, and we see Mr. Hopper, right?
And Pongo. And Mary Margaret is teaching school as if they've been there.
Oh, yeah, we
Everybody
see Ruby
acts
and we
like
see Granny, too.
Yep. And Mary Margaret's teaching the kids in school about birds. And Regina goes in, and she gets her and takes her to the hospital to see Charming, because she wants to know if she recognizes him.
Right.
And the campers are in Granny's looking for a place to stay, and Regina is freaking out.
Yeah,
She's
well, I mean,
having
how are
none
they
of
there?
that.
She's like, to Graham, she's like, how are they here?
Yeah.
And when I get upset, bad things happen.
Yeah. And she tells the...
But guess what? The
What?
next day, it was the same thing happened. The next day, the same thing happened.
Isn't that
Yeah, it's kind of like the
crazy?
movie
But
Groundhog
actually-
Day.
Actually, the next day after that, Mr. Gold looked up, and
Yeah.
it would only change slightly.
Right,
Their
slight
clothes would
changes.
change.
The biggest change is Snow White. Mary Margaret all of a sudden isn't in the classroom. She's walking down the street and bumps into Regina
Every day.
every day. But at first, the first time, she didn't bump into her. So she's the biggest change, but things are starting
But their
to change.
clothes, like Regina has different clothes on each time. Ruby has
Yeah,
different
but
clothes
Regina
on.
wasn't affected by the curse. Oh, yeah, Ruby has different clothes. Yeah.
So Regina tells this guy and his son that the mechanic will fix their car right away so they could leave soon.
Yes.
And she finds out they're from New Jersey, and the boy gives her a lanyard he made because she was rude to him and told him, "That's my seat."
Oh, she was terrible.
And he said, "Thanks for letting me sit in your seat," and he gives her the lanyard.
Right.
He was a pretty sweet kid.
Yes. Yep. And she goes to talk to Rumpelstiltskin, and she said, "This town, this isn't the deal we made. I was supposed to be happy here. It's not real."
Yeah. And he doesn't remember. This is before he's realized who he is, so he has no clue.
I don't agree.
No, he didn't know who he was, and she even said that, like, "You really don't know who you are." And he's like, no, he didn't know who he was yet. Absolutely not. He wasn't awakened to it. Because she confronted him about the curse. She confronted him without saying who he was.
No,
and then she said
wrong.
to him, "You don't know who you are, do you?" And he's like, "I'm Mr. Gold." Like, he had no clue. Yep, absolutely.
Because he knew through the whole series.
I expect people to write in
They
and
were
tell
the
you you're
only
wrong.
two that knew.
Well, right, but he will learn. We haven't seen where he realizes he's Rumpelstiltskin yet.
Mm.
Yeah, you're
So
own.
she invites the campers over for dinner because she realizes she's lonely and everyone's just doing her bidding, and they would be the two real people that she could create a family.
And their names are
with.
Kurt and Owen. We
Kurt
might as well get their
and Owen,
names
yes.
out there.
And
He looked kind of like Rick from The Walking Dead, didn't he? I was thinking it was going to turn zombie on here.
Tiny, but Daryl shows up.
And then Owen, I just want to go, "Owen, get this ear bore out of my ear."
I love that. That's to throw Mama from the train. So Regina has Owen help make her apple turnovers. I'm thinking she's poisoning them.
Well, yeah, she made apple turnovers before and poisoned Henry, right?
Yes, on
Emma.
an accident. He
Yeah, but
tried to poison
didn't it poison
Emma.
Henry?
Yeah. And
She was trying to poison Emma.
his mom, she finds out that the mom died 6 months ago, and Owen asks Regina, "Why aren't you a mom?" And she says, "Well, I guess it just hasn't happened for me yet." And he says, "Well, you'd be really good at it."
You know, she was great the first time because
we
she was a
begged to differ.
stepmom.
Yeah.
Was she a great mom, Molly?
Has she been a great mom to anybody?
When she had, when Snow was her stepdaughter?
No.
Or Henry? She relates to Owen, though, with his loss, and she invites them to move there. She offers to find Kurt a job, and she said there's a good school for Owen. Well, Kurt refuses, because that is a bit forward. First of all, she's trying to get him out of town. Now, all of a sudden, she's asking him to stay and wants
it's
to
kind of weird.
have a little ready-made
And he's
family.
like, what are you talking about? She's like, "You could move here. We're from New Jersey.
We have a whole life.
Yeah, this is a little weird."
Yeah,
It's
but-
very strange.
Yeah, but his son wanted to stay here.
Well, the son wanted to stay because he's not having a good time in Jersey after his mom died. But the kid's not going to dictate whether they uproot their lives and move to Storybrooke. Guess what? Spoiler, Molly, when you try it, we're not moving because you decide you want to.
Unless it's France or somewhere, I might.
Please.
Or if you want to move to Maine or Vermont, I'll go.
What
Okay,
about
well,
Storybrooke?
No. No.
You know why?
thanks.
Why?
Because all moving comes with a price.
Yes. So Regina asks the mechanic to take more time with the repairs, and he says, "Oh no, the guy already picked the car up." So
So she
quite a scene.
freaks.
This is quite
Yeah,
a
she
scene.
flips out on this.
She's in her office and she's holding Sheriff Graham's heart and she's talking into
Like a
it like a
walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkie. And she's
Rubber duck, this is Big 10-4.
She's
We've
telling
got
him what to do. And this guy walks in and sees her. And Graham comes in and arrests him, but the heart falls. And so
She quickly goes, 10-40, good buddy.
it weakens Sheriff Graham
10-40,
and
it's 10-4.
Kurt gets away.
Yeah.
So then there's a high-speed chase, of course.
Yeah. And the Dukes of Hazzard theme plays. I've got a whole convoy thing going on here.
And
Can
they
you sing it?
They stop
Yes.
Kurt from leaving, but he gets Owen to run, and Regina lets him go.
Yes.
That was quite a moment.
Although the kid's like crying and she's like, "Don't you want to stay with me?" I wrote creepy.
Yeah.
She was so creepy
was.
to him. "Don't you want to stay with me?"
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to check D, none of the above, and get the heck
Yeah.
out of here. Dad! Yep, and then Rick ended up with all the zombies. That's
So
how
he
how it
comes
ends.
back with the police, and the town line doesn't exist.
Right.
And Regina's standing right
Well,
there. They're like right in front of each other.
You're not really describing it right, because he's there with the cops. They don't cross the line, but they're looking and they're like, there's no town here. There's nothing. And it just looks like it's an empty road. There's no sign.
And she's standing
when it cuts to the other side of the town line, you can see the magic barrier. Yep. And Regina's standing there and even puts her hand out on it.
She's right.
When the kid's crying and holding his lanyard up, going, Dad, I'll come back for you. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
That was crazy because we never saw it from the other
Once again,
side.
You guys said she didn't realize that she was a real human.
I would also say she was very creepy right
She was
there.
very creepy.
But yeah, so now we know from the outside, they've said before that other people can't come in. What happens if somebody drives down that road, though? Do they just go straight through as if nothing's there?
Or do they crash?
That's my guess. Like under the dome, they crash into it? No, that wouldn't make sense. I'm sure that they would just keep driving right on down the road because that place is magic. Are they easing on down the road, too? They are. No, that's in season 3 when we get to Wizard of Oz.
The Wiz?
Yeah. Maybe they'll do a Wiz season.
There you go.
It's a Wiz season.
About the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Ease on down the road.
That was Mom doing it with a lot of soul. It's very awesome.
All right, so Regina, in current Storybrooke, is at her mother's casket at the mausoleum, at their family's tomb. And Rumpelstiltskin comes in to pay his respects.
Yep.
And she says Snow is going to die for what she did.
Well, first she's like, to Rumpelstiltskin, like, you shouldn't be here. You're the reason she died. And he goes, I'm here to pay my respects. And he had a rose.
Because he did care about her.
He did care about her. And in the last minute, he found out that she had loved him, and that's why she removed her own heart. So that was genuine that he was there for that. But he also, I'm sure, was, making sure what was going on in that mausoleum, because Regina was in there.
Yes.
So then Regina leaves there.
Well, Rumpelstiltskin first tries to talk her out of it.
Right.
And he says, you want vengeance? Henry is the price you will pay.
Right. Well, she's not thinking clearly about any of this. And for the first time, he really is.
Uh-huh.
So Regina she's hell-bent on getting Snow. Mm-hmm. But there is this thought, and I'm hoping that what Mr. Gold is saying to her does have an effect, because, let's face it, a couple episodes ago, she really did care about Henry and not want this to be.
Right.
And she's still caring about Henry, but she was changing.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden she's flipped back so hard the other way because of Cora. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, she's going to lose everything.
Yes.
Because
and I don't want her to,
vendetta.
because we saw that she can be good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everyone's at Mary Margaret's apartment. Yeah.
Yep.
And what's she doing?
She's upset lying on her bed.
Yep. She's getting all emo laying in her bed, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And Henry's getting upset because he says, what is going on? Why is she laying there? What's happening?
And Emma does not tell him the truth at first.
Right. Right.
But then she does.
Mm.
Well, and I mean, she's depressed because she has done something evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah. Evil.
Yeah, and that's...
All evil comes with a price.
Right.
And if that means you're going to lay on your bed for the rest of your life being sad.
Yep, she's laying there listening to emo music, putting on black mascara. Just leave me alone. You don't understand, Charming.
So Mr. Gold shows up.
Yeah.
And he tells them that Regina is going to strike back against Snow.
Like, he needed to tell them. They have to know that, right?
Yeah, but now he knows. He heard it straight from her.
Yeah, okay.
And he knows that
it's not a friend of a friend story.
No.
Uh-huh.
And David, what does David say to Mr. Gold?
Who wants eggs?
That Snow White owes you a favor.
No, you owe Snow White a favor.
Oh, yeah.
Because she saved your life.
Mm-hmm. So, David says, you owe Snow a favor.
Right.
She saved your life.
Yeah.
Right.
And he tells him, you have to help us fix this.
Yeah.
So now they kind of have one up on Mr. Gold, right?
Uh-huh.
And he also says, what does he say? You always pay your debt. That's Rumpelstiltskin's thing. It's always, you've got to pay your debt
now.
Yeah.
So Regina is in the mausoleum, and she's trashing it because she's trying to find something. And she finds a small scroll of paper.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And what does it have on it?
It has I thought it was the words for the curse, to redo the curse.
Oh, that's a good
the whole
thought.
big curse? Oh, okay, but what is it instead?
Because it looked like it. But it really was the thing that you could do to cast the spell that it makes people think that they love you.
Right.
So she's trying to destroy Snow White with it.
You can't make somebody love you, but you can make them think they love you.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the rules.
Who is she going to use it on?
Henry.
Yep. So...
But what's the cost if she does that? Did you catch that?
Killing Snow White.
Right. She has to kill Snow White, just like that candle thing. If she kills Snow White and takes her heart, she can do this curse to make Henry love her.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So
Think, yes.
So Rumpelstiltskin and Prince Charming are there after Regina leaves, and they're looking for what she took. And Rumpelstiltskin thinks she's planning a spell that makes someone love her, and she has to take Snow White's heart.
Right.
And so David is rather freaking out.
Yes.
And Rumpelstiltskin says wars have costs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he says to David, or AKA Prince Charming.
Okay.
I never know what to call anybody.
I know, it's all getting confusing.
He says Cora was dangerous because she didn't have a heart. Regina is dangerous because she does.
Right. Because she's emo Regina.
Mm-hmm.
What's emo Regina?
She's all emotional, and she's wearing black mascara and
she's
listening to The Cure. Yep.
So Emma and Henry meet Neil, or Bay, whichever you prefer to call him, at Granny's, and I have not forgiven Henry for this. What did he do that was such an outrage?
Oh, the worst thing of the whole show.
Sitting in Granny's diner.
Refused. Oh, I can't say it. So terrible.
Say it.
He refused an ice cream with everything.
That is an outrage. If somebody puts an ice cream in front of you, you eat it.
He said it was a bribe. You know what?
I don't care if it's a bribe.
I will take that bribe, and I will be angry with you at every bite.
You know what? You eat it, and you say, bribe didn't work, and I ate your ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So Henry...
And then Neil didn't eat it.
That might be unforgivable.
Right.
I think Neil probably got a to-go cup, and he's eating
I like
it later.
to think he ate it. What did Neil ask Henry to do?
To go to New York with him.
Right. He said there's Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. I've never had a Cinnabon.
And you won't.
Hey.
Well, unless they go gluten-free.
Yeah. If they do gluten-free, you can have one.
Yes.
Take away all the other stuff that I don't want you to eat. We'll just make them. How about that? We'll make our own.
What are Cinnabons?
Cinnamon rolls.
Oh, okay. I like cinnamon rolls.
So Greg is also at Granny's, and he says he's going on a hike, and Emma is very suspicious of this guy.
Yeah, well, of course, because he's an outsider and he's hanging around.
Emma's suspicious of everybody.
Well, she's like, I thought you'd be gone by now. Oh, no, I'm a nature photographer. I'm going to hang out. I'm interested here.
Yeah, right. So she goes up to Neil and says, "Where's Henry?" And he said, "Oh, he just had to go to the bathroom." And she said, "He took his backpack." And what did he say? She said to him.
And she said, "He's your son. You think he would take his you think he's not running away by now?"
Right.
And he did. He ran away.
I mean, come on, Neil.
And then Regina goes to Snow White. She goes to Mary Margaret's.
Yes.
And she does
she's all set to do her thing.
And the door opens without even a key. She just does this thing with her hand.
Hey, they can do that on Harry
she's got
Potter.
magic back, so they do that on Harry Potter.
Right in, and Mary Margaret's just sitting. Snow White is just sitting on her bed and doesn't even look like she's about to fight. And Mr. Gold intercepts.
That's why.
Yep, he stops her.
Yep.
And she says, "Oh, you won't always be there to protect her."
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Henry runs into Greg in the woods, and each one wants to know what the other one is doing out there.
Right.
And then they go off in different directions.
And then there's a bear sitting there, and they go, "What's that bear doing in the woods?"
But Greg calls and tells Regina that he saw Henry.
Yeah.
And so she's on her way because he thinks that's his mom. So he thinks he's helping.
Well, he's not. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly pure like that. I think he's trying to stir up a little trouble in town. But he is concerned about Henry there. Because if she comes out there and he's out there, why is he out there? It's going to raise questions. Unless he's got another motivation. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
But I think he's stirring up trouble.
Where is Henry going?
You remember what he's doing?
Oh, yeah, he's going to blow up magic.
Yes.
But
he says good magic makes good people do bad things.
Yeah.
And he's got to blow up the well.
So Regina stops him.
Oh, God, no, it's hysterical. She's holding a fireball. Well, everybody, all his family are like, we're going to kill you. And she's holding a fireball. When he's giving this big speech, she's just standing there.
With a ball of fire.
With a huge ball of fire in her hand.
Well, I thought it was funny, too, when he had the dynamite on the well, and he's going to light it, like, I'm still going to do this. And she just goes, flicks her hand, and it goes to smoke.
She just keeps making it go out.
She's like, no, she just turned it to smoke.
Yeah.
It didn't go out.
the whole dynamite.
Thing disappeared.
Yes.
I don't know what you were watching.
I was thinking that she kept blowing it out
If it did that, I would laugh out loud.
That would have been funnier. I should have written it.
Yeah, you should have.
So he asks her not to kill Snow White.
Well, if you did it, it would be a comedy. There'd be no story. It would just only be comedy.
Right.
Emma, David, and Neil get there, and Henry says, we have to destroy the magic. It makes good people do terrible things.
Didn't I just say this?
And Emma says it also makes bad people do terrible things because
Regina's standing there doing bad things. She keeps
trying to make Regina look bad, like because Henry's given Regina a little too much slack.
Right. Well, he's not giving Emma any slack. So yeah.
But Regina will not get rid of the magic, but she.
Well, she says she can't. But
she destroys the curse, so she can't use it on Snow White now.
So that was a big thing. She destroyed that curse. That's like the last of those kind of things, apparently.
You mean
that we know
that she was going to use on Henry?
Yeah.
Right, to make him love her.
Yeah. So Rumpelstiltskin tells Snow White that Henry convinced Regina to destroy the curse, and she asked him, "How do you live with yourself after you do all these things, like knowing what you've done?"
Right.
Oh, it's just painful. And do you know what he says?
He says, if you tell yourself you did the right thing and just tell that often enough, someday you'll believe it.
Right.
Well, I don't think Snow White believes him.
No, I don't think so.
So what does she do? She goes to Regina's and asks her what?
To kill her.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, well, because she can't live with this. And she's like, this is the only thing that can solve this pain and the whole sticky situation. Just kill me, and then you can stop being horrible, and you can have Henry and whatever.
Well, so
even though Charming would have Henry, or no, Emma would have Henry, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So,
she's all happy, like, yes, I get to kill you, and you just came to my door asking for it. So she rips her heart out, and there's a hole in it, a black hole.
Yeah, and what does she say about that?
Snow White?
Well, no, Regina. What does she say it is?
Regina says that's evil.
Yeah, you put darkness in your own heart.
And when it spreads, it just makes the whole heart darkness and everything.
So rather than crush the heart, what does she do with it?
Puts it back in.
Well, she says, I don't need to destroy you. You're doing it to yourself.
Right.
And she also said, at first, she said, Henry would never forgive me when Snow White says, kill me. And she says, Henry would never forgive me. But then she rips her heart out.
Right. Well, if she rips the heart out and controls her,
right,
that's one way she can do it, and they won't know what's going on.
But she puts the heart back in, and then she says, now get off my porch.
Yeah.
And Greg was there, and he got it all on video.
Yep. Yep. So he's going to go send that to her.
And we haven't figured out who her is.
But what else did we learn about Greg right then?
He's the kid.
He's Owen.
He's Owen.
And who said that?
I don't know.
Who said that early when we were watching the episode? I kept saying, I bet that kid is Greg. And then you guys said, why would he change his name?
Yeah, because he's hiding it.
He changed his name because she would know Owen.
Yeah, so now we know he's Owen. So he was driving there at that exact time, and was the reason he had Hook, he's probably shocked that, wait, there is a town here. He hits them. He came crashing through the barrier at that point.
Yes, he did.
So, and that's why he's sticking around. But who is her?
Right.
We have unanswered questions.
You know what's odd?
What?
He was a kid and she's the exact same age she was when he was a kid.
That's
Right.
because
And
they
he's
don't.
almost
Don't you remember
older than
time
her.
They
is
don't
frozen
age
there.
in Storybrooke. They only age out in the regular world.
Right.
That would be terrible if the barrier went down and they all came to their regular age.
Oh, yes.
That would be bad.
Oh, and all of a
Series
sudden, like the
over.
picture of Dorian Gray when it turns as when they destroy the painting. See that Dorian Gray, they do a painting of this guy, and the painting ages, but the guy never ages. But then when the painting's destroyed, he all of a sudden turns super old. So that's what this would be like.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Sisters Grimm.
Is
What
it?
happens in that?
The one guy takes all their powers, everyone, and they all became old.
Huh?
Wow.
To the regular
To
age.
their normal
It's like
age.
over 7,000.
Even
and
Puck?
stuff.
Wow.
Not Puck.
Because he'd be the oldest, right?
Think so.
He was very old, but he was only a child, right?
Yeah, he made himself only a child. Like a
All
teenager.
of them get to choose their age.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
All right, well, let's
Puck was
wrap-
11.
Puck was 11? Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up. I can't wait to get to the next one. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find past episodes of this and all of our podcasts at our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
please find us on all the different social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Tumblr. We're on, Instagram and Pinterest. Easiest way is to either look up Southgate Media Group and find us that way, or type in Ever After Podcast, and we should pop up on any of those. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, find us on iTunes. Find us on Stitcher. Please rate us, review us, give us feedback about what's going on here. It helps us tailor the show to you, and it also helps other people find it. So really, if you like the show, definitely get on there on iTunes and hit however many stars you think it is and write a review. That really helps. And you can also contact us by email if you want to write to us and ask us a question or give us a theory about this upcoming season, because we will be going into season 4 in a couple of months here. And our email is southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. That's it. I can't wait for the next one. Let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The
End. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.